So the information I got coming through right now, Rajay Hot Rod Closet, who just fought David Morrell on the Crawford Majumov undercard, is basically saying that he wants to fight David Benavidez in December, which David Benavidez is kind of targeting December around that time. I think November probably won't be available, but he was saying that the Dave Morrell fight wasn't too hard for him, and it wasn't that difficult like everybody was saying. He said a lot of people thought Dave Morrell would knock him out the first 3 rounds. Um, he said the fight wasn't as hard as he thought. He wasn't that big puncher and as skillful as he thought he would be. Not to say he's not skillful. He was just saying that he thought it would be light years ahead as far as you know, because he's saying a lot of people saying that Morrell and Benavidez are boogeyman and stuff like that. So he just didn't know how these guys actually fought till he actually gets in the ring with them. And speaking on Benavidez, he thinks that Benavidez will be a good fight for him in December. And I was kind of leaning towards that idea. And the way he's putting things together, it actually makes sense because I was actually thinking of David Benavidez actually fighting him, which would make a lot of sense. Because I think Gvozdyk, as I announced a couple of weeks ago, he's actually coming back in December later this year. He's trying to turn back around and fight again. He already has some ideas of what could possibly happen. And Gvozdyk from Ukraine, he can actually turn around and fight David Morrell. And Hot Rod was basically saying that he would like to see David Benavidez versus him as the main event, and David Morrell versus Gvozdyk as the co-main event, I guess, or on the undercard. That would actually be a good fight for those guys to be on. I don't know if it could be a situation where those guys could be on a undercard as far as on the Riyadh, but it could happen. But in this situation, it would be a big fight if he was to actually turn around and be on those type of cards. I think Gvozdyk versus Morrell and um, Benavidez versus Hot Rod would be actually a very good matchup. That was actually what I was leaning towards. He said he would like to come back before have the fight before the holidays, before Christmas and New Year. Definitely this year he's trying to fight, and Gvozdyk is coming back this year as well. So that all makes a lot of sense, especially after he had his knockout against Barrera on the pro box card. It just makes sense. David Benavidez is a guy who probably needs to fight a couple of more guys on in light heavyweight because just hasn't been there that long. He sparred a lot of guys at light heavyweight, but as far as fighting them in the ring, it wouldn't hurt for him to get more activity. That would actually help him instead of fighting like every 9 months or whatever. I think it'll actually work out better for a guy like David Benavidez. And if Hot Rod is up for the challenge, why not? I think that's a very good fight. I think that'll be an excellent matchup. Those two on the same card, Morrell and Benavidez, are supposed to fight next year, 2025. That's something that they want to match up with soon. So he said he's open to fighting all those guys. He's not really tripping. And Vozic's the same way. And if that fight can actually happen, and then possibly these guys could fight other names at 168 next year. I mean, one light heavyweight next year. That'll make a lot of sense. Don't have really many options around light heavyweight right now that's free. I know you got Boasi coming up, but he's gonna have a matchup very soon, and that'll be a quick turnaround. He won't be able to have something like that, or even a lot of these other guys. But makes a lot of sense, man. Definitely does. I think Hot Rod versus Morrell, Benavidez would be an excellent fight. It really would be. Now, Gvozdyk would be a hard challenge for Morrell. A lot of people acting like Gvozdyk was just some guy who's supposed to get knocked out against David Benavidez. That was a horrible assumption for a lot of fans. For people to act like that, like David Benavidez was supposed to knock out Gvozdyk, I don't know what these guys be watching when it comes to boxing, but yeah, I'm definitely happy this news is coming out. But that's all I got. Like and subscribe.